I've read over 430 books in the last 9 years, and here are five of the most impactful. The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. If you know me, you knew Ryan Holiday was going to be on this list. I find his whole series of books really approachable. A lot of the feedback I get when I lend out this book is that people like that the chapters are really short and really kind of to the point. Each chapter is a story from someone in history that used Stoicism in practice to overcome difficulties in their life. I think having a self-help book can be helpful, but I personally find that seeing these philosophies in action is actually more useful, personally. The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. So as someone who's struggled a lot with finances, especially in their 20s, this book was really, really helpful to me in understanding the psychology of money. A lot of people's issues with overspending and like difficulty saving is from the psychology and mindset component. It really helped me understand that the secret is not necessarily to make more money, but to be better with the money that you do make and to adjust your living standards and really learning how to be happier with less. The Expectation Effect by David Robson. So this is a book I'm always talking about. A lot of us are familiar with the placebo effect, and then there's also the nocebo effect, which is the negative placebo effect. But this book uses a number of studies to illustrate how the way that we think about things can create physiological changes in our bodies. So there's studies in there that talk about how the way that we think can affect strength output in the gym, dietary sensitivities and allergens, aging, a whole variety of stuff. And it was like really, really cool. How to Think Like a Roman Emperor by Donald Robertson. So if you know me, you know I love Marcus Aurelius. He's basically my favorite person from history. Although I am a big fan of reading Marcus Aurelius' Meditations, the personal journal that he kept, I find that this book in particular, as someone who's read a lot of books about Stoicism, this is probably the most approachable and definitely the one I would start with if you're interested in getting into Stoicism. It's a good mix of history plus actionable steps to take to improve your own life. Range by David Epstein. So it's all in the subtext of the book. Why generalists triumph in a specialized world. A lot of times when we specialize on something, we become so narrow-minded that we exclude a lot of the other insights that we could glean from having a bit of a broader view. And again, a lot of studies in this book that showcase that having a broad array of interests, kind of the jack of all trades mentality, can actually benefit you in life in general, but in your specialized pursuits, once you finally do kind of land on something, it's kind of good to try a bunch of different things, is the point. So hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for listening.